not to do it live.
No, I was just thinking like the mask thing and the what was the other thing? Oh, the speeding trap thing.
What?
You know the speeding traps? So you know how they have red light cameras?
Yeah.
They're putting like speed traps, like electronic speed. I get the red light camera because this is the line, and if you cross it when you're red, then there's a ticket. But what's the speeding ticket? Here's the speed limit, it's 50. Do you get the speeding ticket at 51 or 60? It's just great. I don't like it.
You feel there's a gray area over the
No,
speed
but if
zone?
they give a speed ticket at 50, then there is no gray area. But I don't believe...
You feel like they should tell you when you get a ticket. Because you feel there's a gray area over the speed limit. How wide is the gray area?
I don't know.
Do you feel like if the speed limit on the highway is 100, that you can drive 115 without getting a ticket safely? So you need to know in residential areas what's the safe amount.
What would they ticket you at these unmanned machines?
How much can I break the law before you're going to punish me?
I personally, I feel like it's a violation, but I just personally feel for mankind, it's not... I don't like it.
Is this you trying to say that you don't speed?
Like mandatory stuff without like this is the reasons. I get cars because I believe that there's 3,500 deaths. You're fighting with dogs. There's it's in the middle of something. I had a thought and everything. You haven't even finished your coffee.
Did you see him throw himself on the ground?
No.
He threw himself on the ground and rolled over and was trying to play with me. I'm just trying to pick you up. So, sorry, you don't speed, but for the people that do, you'd like to...
No, it's like you're wearing a seatbelt. Are you wearing your seatbelt or are you not wearing your
how much
seatbelt?
they can
No, but
speed.
what is speeding?
Going over 50.
Are you going to get a ticket at
That's what you
51?
should- that's what you
or are
should
you
have.
going to get a ticket at
Doesn't
60?
matter. You should have it in your head that you're going to get a ticket at 51.
I
That's what
don't
you should
have
have in
to.
your
No,
head.
but it's not in anybody's head.
Do you know that's how I walk around?
Nobody
Do you know
that's going to watch it. It's in. I've seen you drive.
But I have it in
the
my
rules
head.
are for everyone else, of course,
That's
and
not
I think
true.
that's a codependent trait. Is it a
No,
bit?
that's not true.
You make everybody follow the rules, but
That's not
you
true.
don't necessarily follow them yourself.
I never...
Oh,
I-
all right, we're going sideways real quick.
And what was your
See,
other-
that I'm not mature enough to talk about these things.
So why did you
about
bring it
mandatory
up?
things without an exact. I don't mind mandatory things if they're going to help us. Red light cameras, yes.
Okay, first of all,
3,000 people in cars die a year.
You're speaking
That's
very loudly
That's
towards
a
me.
pandemic. That's
I
an
feel like
epidemic.
I'm in
That's
trouble.
when a lot of people die and it's not a world pandemic. What's the one under that? Epidemic?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry for yelling at you.
It's
and
hard to hear your
spraying.
words.
I know. Maybe that's
It's hard for
part
me to
of-
focus on what you're saying when you're so
This is usually when fights start.
intense about
You're
it.
talking too angrily. I can't hear. All right.
You
If we killed
you
enough
even
time.
I can't wait to
I
rewatch
want
that.
I want to get our
I
spirituality.
can't wait to rewatch that and
I
see that
really
behavior
see.
sequence.
I am not mature enough to talk about very serious
But that was
things.
the behavior sequence. It's a really good one because
That's a great one.
we have a fight about that scenario all the time.
Do you find that you try to control how I talk?
Sure, I try to control how you talk. Sure, absolutely. Because you get really excited, you get really passionate about something, your voice is raised, you lean in towards me, and I start to feel like I'm in trouble. And that you're angry with me, and then I react.
I'm not angry with you.
I know. I know you're not. But I react. And
I feel like I'm like buddy. I'm not angry with you. I just
I don't want to talk about this.
excited to play with you.
Ow!
He bit you.
Ow!
Uh-oh. Oh no. You can bite my finger. Okay, let's breathe in some spirituality.
I'm sorry for my reaction.
It's okay.
I understand that
You're gonna
very
read today.
excited about the speed trap thing. I didn't even notice the sign. Then again, I wasn't driving, so.
And the other thing that I thought of
Okay,
earlier
baby shark.
today
Stop
was
it. No baby
that's my
sharks.
problem is I'm thinking too much.
No baby sharks.
So thinking is my own worst enemy. But I was thinking about the waiting staff, the staff on
The wait
patios.
staff, yeah.
And I'm like, we went to a local restaurant on Innis and they're in a parking lot. And I was thinking the endurance to carry a bunch of plates from their kitchen.
I could never do it.
Up to the front is probably 80 feet, and then into the parking lot.
So have they just gotten runners that just go from the kitchen to
the servers are actually doing it.
Oh my gosh.
And I think some of them are having trouble getting back to work because they're on CERB, and some don't want to go into public as much, and so I just felt like, oh my goodness, your job is half cardio.
But not only that, the restaurants can't really afford to hire a ton of staff.
They're only at 25%.
When you're not turning over that many tables.
I know.
When we went out on
Friday night,
sanitizing
people
everything. Sat there for 3-4 hours.
Oh my goodness, remember that. Anyway.
If John Ruby ran the world,
I should probably not think as
those
much
problems
as I should.
would be solved.
For the rest of this day, I'm going to not think about those things. I'm going to keep my voice at a calm, undramatic level, not to arouse and awaken unwanted emotions. Such a maturity I have. All right, so let's hit this. June 30th.
Oh my goodness. Accepting change. One day my mother and I were working together in the garden. We were transplanting some plants for the third time. That was not me.
You ever work in a garden?
No. Grown from seed in a small container, the plants had been transferred to a large container, then transplanted into the garden. Now, because I was moving, we were transplanting them again. Oh, that sounds so overwhelming to me. Inexperienced as a gardener, I turned to my green-thumbed mother. Isn't this bad for them, I asked, as we dug them up and shook the dirt from their roots. Won't it hurt these plants being uprooted and transplanted so many times? Oh no, my mother replied. Transplanting doesn't hurt them. In fact, it's good for the ones that survive. That's how their roots go strong. Their roots will grow deep and they'll make strong plants. Often I've felt like those small plants, uprooted and turned upside down. Sometimes I've endured the change willingly, sometimes reluctantly, but usually my reaction has been a combination. Won't this be hard on me, I ask? Won't it be better if things remain the same? That's when I remember my mother's words. That's how the roots grow deep and strong. Today, God, help me remember that during times of transition, my faith and myself are being strengthened.
That's a good one. There's so much change happening. And I think, like I just said, I'm not mature. But at some level, I am mature. And I struggle with change. And imagine early recovery guys with all the changes that are going on. But we have to accept change. And we have to be willing to... I want to change my heart too. I want change because change actually is going to cause growth. So if a guy or a girl is in recovery, there's going to be a lot of changes just in your health, in the way you think, the way you see things. The whole healing process is like a growth thing. So we have to accept change. And then the world around us is changing. And I think the world around us changing so drastically has actually showed a lot of us that we need to repot our plants. And it's funny because that was my devotional today. Because when you take away the busyness of work and just focus alone at home, God's going to bring stuff up. And you're like, oh my goodness, really? The anxiety and all the stuff, whether it's overindulging in whatever.
Are you going to be good? Are you going to be good?
So I think that even the changes in our world, in our society today, actually cause us to change inside and face stuff. Like when there's hardships, like we have to make changes. There's a lot of changes that are taking place, and I think that we have a good God, and He has good for us, so He can take all of the bad changes in our perception and turn them into the good for us.
Amen.
And changing our clothes is important too. But it's funny that I talked about remember I was talking about the potted plant. Hey. This morning I was talking about the potted plant.
That must have been early. I don't remember that.
All right, we're going to. One dog is going to pounce on the other. Okay,
buddy.
We're going to leave. Have a great day. Accept change, and we will talk to you hopefully tomorrow. Happy Canada Day. Bye. Oh, it's going down.
She doesn't want to play with you. Come here. Where's your keys?